we have had an addition to the table. It's the initiative tracker. Some things have gone not so well tonight in the Lone Palace, and it seems like it's going to be the target of some gang violence this evening. At current, Rico had that Drex about to go down tingle on the back of his neck, turned around to see a waitress being tripped by the Kabuki guys. The Scatterbrains are tough guy getting up from their tables, and while we're not officially in bullet slinging combat yet, we have dropped into a little bit of initiative order just to kind of see what's going to happen and how people want to react before we get into it. So Rico,
Mm-hmm.
what are you feeling about this situation right now?
Did she hit the floor? The waiter.
The waitress is on the floor. Beer bottles are across the ground.
All right.
You will probably also notice that the Minotaur is slow to react.
All right. So Rico's gonna run up, pick up the waitress, and grab a beer bottle. That's his first move.
Okay, so you just kind of
Scoop
run
her
super
up.
fast because adapt stuff. Where are
Mm-hmm.
you going to take her?
No, just pick her up on her feet.
Okay. Um.
Does that take like a simple action, complex?
That's let's roll a lift carry and let's see how good you are, how buff you are.
All right.
Yeah, that'll just be about as simple.
All right. I take a swig from the beer bottle
Okay.
and I throw it at the Chinese guys who tripped her.
Sure. Roll me a throw weapons test. Let me come in here. All right, so they see you kind of coming, and they're gonna. Super ninja style deflect said bottle out of the air. It goes spinning up into the air and kind of shatters on the ceiling.
All right.
Splatter. It is on you. You just saw Rico run across and scoop up this woman and hurl a bottle at the Kabuki folks.
I'm gonna pull out my monofilament whip.
Oh God.
Okay. Shit has
That
escalated severely.
Ah, okay.
That might not be good. Hacking people into little pieces might not be good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna like pull it out of the and look at the guys like, don't start anything.
Don't want none.
But,
Don't
like-
start none.
Exactly.
Do you want to roll some intimidation in there? And we'll
Okay. Since I have no dice in intimidation, do I get any bonuses for having a monofilament whip out?
you have no dice. You send it. Yeah. What's your base charisma? 4.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I will let you roll your charisma plus your monofilament whip skill dice. So it would be 6.
Wait, could you repeat that?
If you want to roll your mono whip skill plus your charisma, we can see how well that goes.
So that's points in the monofilament whip skill, right?
Yeah. So it's I believe 2 plus your charisma 4 for 6.
Yeah.
There it goes. All right. So you've done some ribbing dancing, and we'll see how that goes. The The Kabuki guys, similarly tough guy get up because, you know, there needs to be posturing before there can be a proper gang fight. They don't really seem to be paying attention to you guys except for the one who is staring at, not like staring, but definitely giving the like come at me bro eyes to Rico because you just tried to throw a bottle at him.
All right.
Over by the door, the Minotaur is like, huh? Cross loses his first turn due to surprise. Handles, what you got going on, buddy?
All right, so I'm looking for a spot where I would be well shielded from any flying bullets to go lay on the floor.
You could flip this table over and lay behind it.
But then there's still a lot of targets. I don't think anybody's gonna be lobbing a grenade, but yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll flip the table to make some cover.
Sure.
And then I'm going to sit myself down and hot sim boot.
All right, go ahead and roll your additional initiative dice for Hot Sim.
Right.
Fenway loses his first turn due to being surprised. The Scatterbrains, one of them pops out some spurs. The other orc that is not Roland. The human pulls a knife from somewhere. And Roland begins to approach them menacingly. Shoulders very square, very like, oh, this is how it's gonna be. And everybody else in the bar seems to have not really reacted. The dancer is still dancing. The Johnson, you can kind of hear him starting to swear and begins to duck down behind the table that has been flipped up. The bartender kind of drops the beer that he had in his hand. And then we'll come around to pass two. Just give me a second to knock all of these down.
Oh, and it's another +2 because I switched to my other attributes too. So it should have been another 3d6 +2.
Oh, so it would be 15 more you get?
Yeah.
So you'll be at 17 on this round. Handles, you are up first. You are in the Matrix. It is safe here.
Ish. My body is still a little vulnerable. All right, I want to do a matrix perception and see if I can find. Nobody's pulled out a weapon yet, have they?
Not like a smart gun weapon. You probably don't know because you went hot sim, so you're a pile of meat sack on the floor.
Yeah.
You see no wirelessly active weapons that you were not previously aware of.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to try to figure out directionally what their comlinks would be? Or like anything I can do with a perception test that might narrow it down?
You could roll like a matrix perception and look at some personas. Chances are the gang-affiliated folks are going to have gang-affiliated personas.
So I'm looking for kabukis or ninjas or samurais or something.
Something like that, probably. Yep, no, you totally have nailed 5 troublesome looking personas. 3 of which look like clowns, 1 of which looks like a ninja, and 1 of which is dressed up kind of like a not like a geisha, but very much like that white painted face samurai style.
Either of them have linked wear to their device? Eyes, reflexes?
No, not that you can see.
Okay.
Let me ask a quick question about Roland real quick. Is he awakened or is he?
I don't have him as one. Just his nickname is Heads Rolling or Roland.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Should it come to it.
Okay, well, I think I can only do the perception, can I? Or
Yeah.
is there any...
Basically, everything you do in the Matrix that is not sending a message is a complex action.
Yeah.
But you
So-
you got 7 hits, so you got 5 icons identified, and you were able to ask a question about each group as to whether or not they had cyberware stuff on them.
Okay.
Rico.
All right. Can I run up and punch the guy that I threw the bottle at?
Sure. Are you dragging the woman with you, or are you just gonna go and punch him?
I'm just gonna go and punch him, like charge punch him.
Sure. You may go ahead and do that.
That's 2 extra dice for charging, right?
Something like that, yeah. All right. Let's see. Man, this guy is just so your nemesis.
Ah.
So yeah, no, he.
What? That's.
Like, that's so good. So you unfortunately missed with your punch. He didn't like super beat you, so it's not one of those Batman catch your fist kind of situations. But this dude might be the guy that's got the ninja icon. Splatter, you're up. Rico has made aggressive actions, and it is escalated beyond raw male posturing.
Yeah, so I'm guessing my pulling out a monofilm rip didn't exactly stop anyone.
There's a lot of flashing lights, loud noises. The dancer is still dancing. The patrons in the bar haven't really paid much of attention to anything. And the the bouncer and the is similarly clueless. Meanwhile, the Kabuki guys and the Scatterbrain guys are kind of intent on each other.
By the way, wasn't Fenway supposed to go first since he spent a point of edge to be on top of the...
He was waiting to see what happened before he made that decision.
Oh, okay.
And too late now, so just keep going. I think I know what I'm going to end up doing.
I mean, technically, if you wanted to spend edge to go before the Kabukis or the Scatterbrain guys, you could totally do that, but...
Nah, I'm going to save it. I only have
Sure.
2 left.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take a shot at the guy who Rico went for.
With the mono whip?
Nah, unarmed attack.
Okay, so you're gonna run up and punch him as well. You may roll your punching. Let's see how go ninja go. Man, sometimes roll 20. It's just...
Great.
Yep. So he kind of steps to the side, and you have missed. So the 2 Kabuki guys are up. Ninja Man is going to attempt to Ninja Man Rico back.
Can I interrupt with a throw action?
You would have to interrupt with block and then interrupt with throw.
All right, let's go that way.
All right. So he's going to attempt to poke you with his fingers, in very ninja style.
And that's reaction intuition?
Reaction, intuition, and your unarmed combat skill. Just the skill number, not like your skill plus agility or anything like that. All right, he goes, he does that whole 2-finger thing and goes to kind of jab you. You have successfully blocked. You can make me look up throw person again. Because now you get to attempt to throw him. If that is still your intention.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So it is your strength plus. Oh, I'm sorry. So you do an unarmed combat attack to generate the throw, and then it's strength plus net hits have to beat his physical limit.
All right.
So you want to do your unarmed combat? You want to you cool with that?
Let's edge it. Why not?
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna try and throw a guy as a show of force, you might as well make sure it succeeds.
Thanks.
All right.
Wow, that's amazing.
21 dice. Okay. So I have a strength of 7. So please don't be that big.
He gets to oppose the unarmed combat test to throw.
I have a middle finger out right now. Rico does.
Good news, he didn't get to nerve strike you. So that's good news. The bad news is that he has remained seated and on his feet. The other one is going to look a little perplexed for a moment, because who are these random dudes who are jumping in on this fight? This is supposed to be our fight. And I guess he's gonna quick knife. Quick draws his knife. Yeah, I guess he's gonna go after Rico because you tried to punch his dudes. So, man, all right. So this will be your reaction plus intuition -1 for having been attacked already, and his knife has a reach of 1, so -2.
So, do I get that extra from my martial art or no?
No, because your block was against the other attack
Okay.
specifically. Typically, those moves only work against a singular attack unless it's like full defense.
All right.
But yeah, no, you easily managed to not get stabbed. That's a good thing. After that is the Minotaur. He will get up and he will yell very loudly to knock it off, and he's gonna roll some. He's not very intimidating. Maybe it's the loud music. Maybe it's some kind of blood feud that has started up. Maybe he's actually too much of a nice guy. But he begins doing the rolling up the sleeves thing and stomping over towards you guys. He's a little too far away to make it there. Cross.
Yeah, that kind of changes my plan now that he started walking up. Oh Lord. Because I'm sure as hell not gonna go punch them. How did the door open? Like when we walked in, like did the Minotaur have to like pull it open?
He pulled it in towards you. Whether or not it was locked, you don't really know.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the Johnson's behind the table, and I'm still sitting in the chair that was like underneath the table, right?
Yep. You were like, "What's going on?"
I'm just gonna look at him. Mr. Johnson, I could perhaps go get some more intimidation to help your bouncer out. If that's okay with you, I'd have to open the door and get something from my van.
All right. That's. We'll see what happens when he responds.
Yeah. So is that my turn or?
So that could be like you said a bunch. So that's probably like a simple action. I'm sure that was a lot less words than you actually used to speak just there.
Probably, but I'm basically getting across. Can I go grab something from my van to help out?
So it'll probably just be like a simple action to get all of the words out, and then like holding the rest of your action to await his response.
Yeah, I'll hold my action.
Yeah. Fenway.
Oh, all right. Can I shoot 2 text messages out as free actions?
As long as they're short.
I'm going to shoot one to the. I guess I'm going to shoot one to Roland and CC everybody else, saying, "We're being paid to geek these guys. Let us handle it." And that's
Okay.
a text, so it should pop up for him.
Yep, it'll pop up in his AR, and he will respond to that when he gets the opportunity.
I'm going to get up. I'm not exactly how we're arranged, but try to get in between both groups with my movement.
What's your What's your agility? Not
My
necessarily.
agility is 3, so as close to in between as I can get.
Yeah, you're maybe halfway across the bar room. You're still a pretty decent distance away from them, but they don't
And
seem
can
to be
I
paying you
just,
any mind.
kind of put up my hand so this way you can kind of see me?
Sure, if you wish to make yourself identifiable to Roland,
Yeah.
he totally knows you're there and won't murder you.
And let me cast. Oh yeah, my second message to the team is cage fight ? And there's no point if I hold my action because it won't work until next turn.
Hold your action to do what?
To cast to cast physical barrier around all the combatants.
So you could I would let you hold your action into the next pass, but it would be like at the top, and you would be -10 to your initiative on the next initiative. Because you're kind of like holding over this turn into the next turn.
Okay.
Or you could just cast it. It's up to you.
I'm kind of out of character. How much has our two Street Sams talked up their fighting ability to Fenway?
Well, Street Sam and physical adept, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've really talked up my fighting ability at all.
Yeah, Splatter doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Rico totally does, though.
Yeah, I can imagine Rico like totally.
What? I
showing-
did not have a drunk
You jump out
conversation
a
with you
window.
guys. Say, hey guys, you should see me. I'm awesome.
So
That
I'm gonna
was exactly what you would do.
Oh,
So
exactly. I
instead
would. I
of-
did.
cage
Oh.
fight ? I'm gonna put Rico. Here's your cage fight to everybody, and I'm gonna cast physical barrier to try to enclose everybody in a small little dome so all the damage stays localized.
I like it. Physical barriers amongst my best, my favorite.
Yep, your favorite spells.
Yeah. It's the best. Good
That's-
news is physical barrier is very much dependent upon what force you're casting it as to how much space you're going to want to take up. How big of a barrier do you want to make?
Just a little bit bigger than they are in. Would I happen to know what a cage fight ring would be like?
I don't know. Do you watch the?
I mean-
You would probably have an idea based upon the cages that they do lion tamer junk in.
All right. So one of those type size cages. So that would have. I'm thinking just because of how big a physical barrier is, it can't be any bigger than 3.
Well, good news. It has math associated with it. Um, do 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 do. Alternatively, you can use it to form a wall with a height equal to the spell's force and a length equal to force times 2. So, something along those lines. So a force 3 would be a 3-foot high wall, or I guess a 3-meter high wall because everything else is in meters. It'd be weird.
Meters,
to count.
But there should be. Where's the dome?
I don't know.
A dome with a radius and height equal to the normal radius. So I can do it. So that would be 3 meters. That would be above the roof, wouldn't it?
It would be up into the roof.
All right. So it'd have to be force 2, so it doesn't hit the roof.
I would, since it's a thing that is popping into play,
Okay.
into existence. I would say that it's something that can, like, not break the roof.
All right. So 3. So that's 10 feet around them, basically.
Yeah.
So that would
I was
cover all of
doing
them.
weird confusion math. Yep, that would cover all of them. There would be a couple of tables and chairs in there. You could even center it so that the waitress is not included.
I would do that. And first I roll the spell, so that would be 12.
Your magic plus spell casting.
Spell casting is
6. And your magic is
6,
6.
and magic is 6, so yeah, 12. Oh,
Wait.
Man, 32. That's pretty good.
yeah, I wish. So that would be 1.
You got a 5 in there. That's 2.
Oh, 2? Okay, so that's... So it has an armor and structure of 2.
Yeah. It
And
is
then I
easy
have
to
to-
break, but it does still exist.
And I have to resist 2 drain.
Correct. That'll be your willpower plus probably your intuition, I believe, based upon your tradition.
So I have
Chaos Mage?
Yep.
Yeah, magic plus intuition.
And
Willpower.
I won't forget the 5 this time.
That's good.
So
I'm gonna start
that's
teaching
11.
you via Pavlovian methods.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
I
so you're-
resist the 2 drain.
Excellent. Everyone wants to go ahead and roll me initiative. Or I'm sorry, not everybody. I forgot that handles and splatter have an additional action.
And if the guy says anything, I still have my whole held action.
Yeah, he totally says that's what I'm paying you for.
I just give him a nod, stand up, and start heading toward the door. And as I'm heading that way, can I like pop the back of my van and have my rotodrone start coming out?
Sure. You could totally do that.
Well, that's what I do then.
All right, you have a mark on the non-samurai. Or the non-ninja, sorry.
Cool.
Now everybody can roll initiative.
I still have a.
I'm sorry, I keep trying to skip you. Apologies, I didn't notice you there. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Splatter. You are in a dome. Fenway, what
Yeah,
color is your
so-
physical barrier?
Oh, I didn't. I thought it was just translucent.
I mean, it could be translucent with like a tint to it.
Well, with all the lights, I figure it'll just take up whatever light's hitting it.
All right, that's fine. So, what do you want to do, Splatter?
I'm just gonna attack the guy that pulled out the knife with my mono whip.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're cool with that, right? The 3 hits.
Yeah.
Oh god. So that's 14 damage. AP negative 8.
I think it's 12. Mono element 12p AP minus 8.
Plus your 2 net hits that you got over top of him.
Oh yeah.
So that brings it up to 14. So he's in a bad place. So this is a prime example of why you don't play around with mono whips, as he super anime style is cut into chunks that then slurp to the ground, and blood kind of explodes all over the place.
But it does it go past the physical barrier?
No, the physical barrier
Alright,
is not.
we're good.
Physical barrier is great because it is not airtight, but it is watertight.
Okay.
So how many Kabuki guys are there inside left now?
There was 2. There's now 1 and many
one.
little pieces.
Yeah, I think that helps with my intimidation a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Well, okay, so we roll initiative now.
Yeah, you guys can roll initiative. And after you guys roll out my guys, and
So we're re-rolling initiative.
yeah.
10.
Which one did you chunky salsa? The ninja or the non-ninja?
The one with the combat knife.
Yeah, that's the non-ninja.
So the non-ninja.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say we should let one go, and I was basically gonna bug him to see where their hideout was and stuff. But I don't think either of these guys is gonna get out of there alive.
They are in a cage match, so.
Yeah.
Alright, let me roll my one lone Kabuki guy. Yep, poor guy. Let's roll the Minotaur. Cross got 10. I got him in there from it. Patrons will just go last. And then the scatterbrains. Man, these guys are crap. Rico. Who might be muted?
I'm here. What's up?
You are at the top of the initiative.
All right. Let's punch this guy.
All right, let's see if you can punch the ninja. You do also notice that there has been a bit of a translucent barrier that has surrounded you.
All right. So actually, can I step back from the ninja?
Yeah.
All right. So I step back out of melee range. I
Okay.
quick draw the pistol, and I
All
shoot
right.
him with it.
Do you want to quick draw it?
Yeah.
Or, okay, because you do have a simple action where you can just normal draw it.
I'm an adept. I got quick draw.
Okay.
What's gonna go wrong?
I mean, go ahead and roll your reaction plus your pistol skill. Just the skill.
Alright.
Let's see if something goes wrong.
Yeah, and that's one down for the threshold because of the quick draw adept power, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's my reaction skill plus my pistol skill. So 7 plus 6 is 13? Yeah, 13.
Yep. And you're looking for a threshold of 2, I believe. So, if you want to paint the picture of how you quick draw out of your ankle holster, I'll be happy to hear that story.
All right. So Rico jumps back, pulls a small little holdout from his ankle holster, and just shoots him right in the face.
I mean, that wasn't nearly as cool as I thought it was going to be. But
Yeah, I was expecting something like I'm acting like we're about to roundhouse kick the guy, then I grab the pistol out and I'm spinning, I fire a shot off.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll have him do something cool later. Yeah, go ahead and roll your bang bang.
All right.
That's not bad. You have hit the ninja. His one weakness is bullets.
Aha!
What did I roll for the other guy's soak? Because I kind of forgot. All right. And you said you had a PDS in here?
Yeah.
All right. How much damage is that gun?
It is 6 P.
All right. So he takes 5 Ps, takes a bullet in the shoulder, and is like not looking good. Definitely, Rico sees that moment where he like goes and then kind of gives you the super ninja death look.
Mm-hmm.
Handles, it's up to you.
Shoot my gun for me.
They took my gun. This is all I can do, and you're not leaving them alive long enough for me to take advantage of it, but that's all right. I'm going to do a hack a fly on the ninja.
Sure. You have a mark on the ninja.
Okay.
Splatter. You have splattered one man.
I don't want to kill the guy.
You could horribly maim him.
You could attempt to horribly maim him. You could do a number of things here.
You could be like, chill the fuck out, or
Yeah, I think I'm
grab a
going to go
chunky
with
Japanese tonight.
the like, just basically tell him to like back down.
Sure. You can go ahead and let's just roll your mono whip dice, because you just turned a guy into chunks of man. Let's see how that goes. You cool with 4?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
I mean, if not, then I probably will have to kill him, which is not the best.
So he will look back and forth between you and the pile of giblets that was his friend, and he will look back over his shoulder at the scatterbrains, and he will tell you that his beef is not with you. The Minotaur kind of goes stomping on over, like gets in between the two groups, and kind of like puts his hands like, knock this off. You're both out of here. It seems really ineffectual given what has just transpired. Fenway.
Oh. I was wondering, can I actually cast Mana Bolt through the barrier?
Absolutely. Just remember you are at -2 because of sustaining the mana barrier or the physical barrier spell.
I have concentration.
You have concentration 3?
Yep.
Alright, never mind.
Splatter's like, ain't nobody gotta die here, man. And then a
Zap,
freaking mana
zap.
bolt comes out of nowhere and just geeks the guy.
I am going to hold my action to Mana Bolt him if he does anything hostile. And did I get anything back from Roland?
So you will notice as you kind of look over to him that they have, like, before they were like shoulders forward, like stomping, like, yo, it's go time. They have taken a little bit more of a relaxed posture. The one guy still has his spurs out, the other guy has a knife. So like, it kind of feels like they're holding up for a second. But if it seems like you guys don't have this, they're gonna go back to shanking and stabbing.
I'm going to shoot him another message saying, we might let this one go to follow him back to the rest.
Alright, so that message has gone out.
And I am holding my action in case he does do something hostile. I'll just eek him.
Sure. On the Kabuki guy's turn, he will take a bit more of a defensive posture. He will also begin to yell at the scatterbrains and try to insult their manhood as to not solving this problem the way that they should. The scatterbrains seem not impressed, but he is not followed up with aggression. Across the night air kind of hits you in the face a bit. It is kind of nice outside, a little on the cool, but your trunk is opening, and due to digital feedback that at least 1 or 2 rotodrones are beginning to spin up. What do you want to do?
I'm basically gonna have them, come toward me. I did bring both. One's got gel rounds, the other's got, I want to say, the armor piercing one, not the
APDS?
that. Yeah.
Okay.
And do I need a pilot to have them fly over or what?
Are you doing anything fancy with them, or are you just kind of sending them a message to come over to you?
Yeah, I'm basically calling them over. After they hop out, I close my van back up, and then
And you getting inside?
yeah, I get back inside. And where did the guy put the shoebox with my guns?
There was like a heavy metal locker that was behind the thing.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to get those. But okay, then yeah, I start heading back toward the physical barrier.
You could attempt to go in there and get them out. Like, who knows how well locked it is in this place?
I feel like that could maybe have bad repercussions. Like Johnson's like, "Why are you breaking my shit?" So I'll just go with the 2, assault rifle armed drones for intimidation purposes.
I feel like, unfortunately, Cross doesn't realize what level intimidation has gotten to inside.
No, yeah, evidently not. I just heard a weird squelching noise as I walked past. It's like that. I didn't know what happened.
I don't need to know what's up.
No.
So coming back to the top, Rico, what you want to do, buddy?
All right, I'm gonna try to hit the guy again.
Okay, you may go ahead and roll your punch. You have successfully punched him.
All right, and it was super cool. I like holstered back my gun in my foot, like back flipped over, hit him with a leg, and just haymakered him right in the face.
How many damage is your punches?
7 P, 7 physical.
So 9 P.
Yeah, physical damage.
You have killing
That's
hands?
done. Oh yeah.
All right, just making sure. Typically, that's a power you have to actually activate. Just,
Do you?
Yeah. It's not an always-on power because otherwise, when you handshake people, you might murder them.
I can do murder handshakes.
Yes.
That is awesome.
He said, not knowing what he was getting into.
Yeah. Wait until you hear about the straw. So 7, 8, 9, 6. Yeah. So no, you right in the face, broken nose, cracked skull, onto the ground unconscious.
Who's a better ninja? Huh?
And unless you guys wish to start aggression against the scatterbrains, that is gonna drop us out of combat.
Yep.
Didn't think
I
anybody
think
did.
I'm done.
No. Walk back in with my drones like flanking over my shoulders, like, oh. Like I probably step in some blood or something. It's like,
No,
No.
I got it all contained.
The blood's all in one spot.
I just look at the things like, guys, there was 2 in there when I left.
I'm gonna drop the barrier, of course.
Of course.
So I'm gonna reboot and come to my senses and stand up, and then I'm gonna say to Rico, "Hey, when all this is over, you mind spending a day or 2 with me, teaching me how to punch?"
Oh yeah.
Great. What have you done?
He's gonna
Yeah,
punch
shake-
with his cyber decker arm. He's gonna put a mark on someone.
I'm
I'm
disappointed to hear that. Like, I'm just quietly shaking my head.
I mean, he didn't ask to explode people into chunks. Like, if that's what he wanted to learn, I'm sure he would call you. So yeah, the Johnson will get up and kind of straighten himself up. Glad to see I have the right men on the job. Now, if you'll excuse me, and you'll hear a quick shriek from the stage as the dancer kind of turns around and notices the horrible bloodshed and like, oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna triage the corpses real quick to see if there's anything that can be done.
Sure. You may go ahead and roll me a first aid test.
What do you mean corpses?
Sorry,
corpse?
the victims. Let's see, what am I at right now? I just have my small kit.
I'm saying there's only 1 corpse there.
15.
There's body parts. There's definitely body parts there.
Still looking at them like, yeah, nobody explained what happened to the second guy to me. And I'm just like, all right.
All right, so good news, Handles. That guy is not dead. He's in a bad place. I don't know off the top of my head if stabilization still removes 2 hits as normal first aid does, but as this guy is not important, you may choose whether or not you wish to save him or let him die.
I'm gonna save him.
What are the scatterbrains doing? Sorry.
They're kind of like, oh, snap, you see that?
Fenway's gonna start walking up to Roland.
Roland will be like, yo, that's my boy. And
You know it.
he'll go to try and show you off as much as he can to his 2 guys. You will notice that the knife and the spurs have gone away.
I'm going to motion to the bartender for a round of drinks as I try to get the scatterbrains seated back down, and I'm gonna want to talk to Roland if no one else has anything else going on.
Sure. You guys will notice that the bartender is very careful, like, very slowly, especially to those of you who live life in bullet time, readying a shotgun.
All right, I'm gonna go put these back in the van. Just gonna turn and walk out. him back in the van.
I tell the bartender to call an ambulance service. I look at the other guy that's all chunky salsa, and I go, well, I guess he shouldn't have brought a knife to a monofilament whip fight.
Oops, as I mute myself again. So the bartender's gonna look at his boss about when you tell him, like, yo, call an ambulance. The boss is gonna kind of look at you, and then he's gonna nod to the Minotaur, who will lift the dude off the ground as though he were a sack of potatoes and begin to drag him outside.
Okay, as he's on his way over, I want to ask you something. Can I, using Bootstrap, he's unconscious and not gonna fight me, so can I use Bootstrap to modify his device so when it's rebooted it'll automatically send me an invite for 2 marks?
On whose
The unconscious dude.
Yeah, like you have a couple of seconds where you can easily plug in your deck and then do it, and then it'll roll over to you.
Okay, cool. So basically what I'm going to try to do is make it so we're letting this guy go. If he gets healed up and his boys come and pick him up, I want to later tonight try to track his deck.
Sure.
Track his
Cross, you notice that nobody really seems to be paying much mind outside as you're putting your drones back away. There's a couple of people who are a lot farther away than what you remember them being. But they're not like pulling guns or running around screaming. They're like, "Oh, I suddenly have some place to be," because 2 drones with assault rifles came out. While you're restowing them, the Minotaur will come out with the guy who you presume was not dead, walks around the corner into the alley, and you will hear a dumpster opening up. I think my girlfriend found that amusing.
I'm gonna send a text to Handles like, "Oh, that guy's getting an ambulance, bud."
I didn't know the dumpster's name was Ambulance.
So I call. I use one of my burner phones to. Oh man, I don't want to bring the heat down on us.
You want me to drag this guy out and go put him on a corner or something?
Yeah, at least put him out on the corner, and then we'll call the ambulance to come get him.
Am I into this text or no?
I mean, this was just the Handles,
Oh.
mostly because he's the one who likes to not people to not die.
Sure.
Oh, Rico's trying to grab his guns because Minotaur's out.
Sure. Do you have any kind of like lock-picking dice or anything like that?
I think I do.
Alright. There is like a little crappy maglock on this thing, so we'll see what happens. Cross, the Minotaur begins walking back, doing the whole...
Alright, I'm gonna, once he heads inside, I'm gonna, head to the dumpster and get the guy out.
Alright. So, you want to give me a lift carry real quick to see how well that goes?
That's body and
Strength,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me let me do this 5-die roll.
Not bad. The dumpster was rather full. He was on top. It was easy to get him out. Let me... Alright. Rico, you're able to get this thing open pretty quick. It turns out the combination was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same combination I use on my luggage. And inside are a bunch of shoeboxes.
Do I perception check to see if I know?
You know
If
which
I
one's
recognize-
yours. You have a ticket to get them back out.
Alright, so I quickly just put them all back away, hiding, and then just walk back.
Alright, so you're just taking your guns?
Just my guns.
Okay.
You leaving ours sitting there unsecured?
Do I recognize anyone else's guns?
How much attention would Rico pay to his fellows getting pat down and then put their guns handed over?
Oh, he'd eye the guns for sure, especially with their pistols. Like,
All
what
right,
are they
so-
carrying?
I don't know. You guys were carrying like other pistol things, right?
I had a
Mhm.
machine pistol
Yep, same here, machine pistol.
and a taser.
So you paid attention to which boxes, but you don't know which boxes go to which person.
So I open the first box. Just one of them.
Yeah, it's got somebody's gun in it.
I pick it up and keep going. Leave the rest.
Sure. So that'll take you a couple of moments. The Minotaur will come back in, and
I close it back up, by the way.
of course, that's what you do in the movies. That's how you get busted.
Mine's the one that says "Don't panic" on the handle.
I just hide it in my jacket.
Sure. You're very nonchalantly just walking with all of this stuff, like do do do.
Clank,
Um,
clank.
Meanwhile, Fenway, you're having a conversation with your buddy.
Yep. Has that round of drinks managed to make it over yet?
Sure has.
All right.
The waitress is bringing him over. She has a bit of a busted face because she fell face first into the ground. A little bit of blood from her nose.
Can I cast heal on her?
You could if you could get like you would have to touch her to cast heal, and if you could convince her to do that.
I'm debating if all that is worth it right now, but I'll motion for her over, saying, "You want me to fix that for you?"
She's gonna give you an eyeball, and
I put out my hand as if to shake her hand or for her hand, and let's see if she's willing to play.
yeah, she will look nervously around the room and kind of like as she touches your hand, you can feel that she is ready to just like and pull
Alright.
that back from you.
So can I cast heal at this point?
Yeah. It's one of those things like mechanically you would have a prepared action to cast heal upon contact. Upon contact, your held action goes off and you heal her.
All right. So heal is at force -4, so that means I could cast it at force 6 for only 2 drain, right?
Correct.
All right. So I will go do that and roll 12 die. And do not forget the 5.
Do not forget the 5. I'm going to make you re-roll it if you forget it. There you go. 2 hits. I'm sorry, 3 hits. Yep. Then just roll your drain, and she will feel better and give you a thanks, mister.
I start packing up my first aid kit because I was just on my way over there.
Yep. She feels way better. Her nose kind of straightens itself back out from being smushed. You have a couple of seconds to talk to the Scatterbrains before the Minotaur comes back in, and presumably Cross. And Cross, are you actually just loading this guy in your van and driving away, or are you?
No, I'd like putting him on a corner.
Okay.
Like kind of an obvious one because I don't want the guy to just like someone to run over and shank the bitch. And then as I put him down, I kind of give him like a frisk over. What do you have on him?
He had the comlink. He had a couple of drugs. He had a knife. No, I guess no. He was the ninja. He did not have a knife.
Can I let's see.
Nothing super exciting, just like normal Baron's everyday stuff. He didn't carry a weapon. He had some party drugs. He had his comlink. He has, trodes.
Yeah, that's fine. I was about to say, can I roll medicine to see if I recognize the drugs? But I don't have medicine.
Yeah.
All I have is first aid.
They're probably drugs of some kind. You could taste them.
Okay. No, thank you.
You could bring them back to me. I could ID them.
Well, I don't want to like steal from the guy. He's already gonna be mad enough when he wakes up.
It's a commandment.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just gonna lay him on the street, and then it's like,
Sure.
send a text back to him. It's like, all right, call Doc Wagon or an ambulance or whatever the fuck you want for this guy. He's on the street I give him like the street address.
How far away did you take him?
Probably a couple blocks.
Sure, so
Like
you didn't
heading
load him
toward-
in your car and then take him a little bit.
Yeah. That's
Alright.
fine then.
I mean, you could drag him
Yeah,
like,
no,
by the
that does
shoulders.
make more sense. But yeah, no, I load him in and take him a little bit. Take him
Sure.
toward the nicer part of town.
Sure.
But
Splat, are you doing anything fun while Fenway has this conversation and other people are being weird?
try to save a man's life.
I mean, you did sort of save it. Let me ask you this: are you taking him towards the area you came from, or deeper into the docks area?
Which way is toward like non-gang territory?
It's a
Because I don't
good
want to
question.
drop him.
You're kind of in the middle of some gang territory.
Yeah, because I don't want to drop him next to like a gang rivalry place, and he just gets geeked as soon as I kick him out.
What? There would be some gang fights? Are you sure? In this area? Never.
All right, in that case, I'm gonna send a text to say, where can I take this guy? Does anybody know where I can take this guy where he won't immediately get geeked? And
I mean,
fucking-
we're in Everett, right?
Yeah, by the docks.
So just take him to the local hospital and like
Yeah.
leave him.
The
Leave him.
Everett Naval Hospital. It's supposed to be
Alright,
like open to public and stuff.
yeah, no, then I'll head that way and drag the
And
guy.
I'm sure they get like a bunch of gang violence related people every day.
Probably.
Alright, yeah. And then I'll drive that way and bring him into like the sitting room, sit him down. It's like, yeah, this guy got fucked up. Couple blocks down. Can you do something about him? And
Do you stay to answer any of their questions, or do you just
Not at all.
All right. So
A good Samaritan. That's all I'm saying.
it's like, yo, this guy's in a bad way. Bye.
Pretty much.
All right. We'll see what happens there. That'll be fun. So Fenway, what do you want to talk to Roland about as he's telling everybody about how awesome you are and how you should totally be in the gang?
Hey, listen up here, buddy. I
I
how
mean,
to
this
do
could be an
that-
initiation, man.
Yeah.
You've already kind of proven yourself to me. He just interrupts you because, you're awesome.
Man, I'll think about it, but you know how I have the side gig, how, my side job's how I do that, right?
Yeah, that's not a big deal, man.
Well, I'm going to be, this job I have right now is to get rid of these guys. So, what can you tell me? Where's their hideout so I can see if I can take care of them?
It's like, oh, their hideouts, they got, well, he's going to start giving you some directions to where, like, they kind of hang out. They have a couple,
Anyways, just pinging these locations to everybody as their hideouts as it goes on.
yeah, they don't give, like, GPS coordinates, but they do give a bit more based upon landmarks and by the names of some places. Their main hideout is an improv theater. That's kind of like their main thing. That is a couple of blocks away, maybe a half mile to a mile. Everybody else is going to kind of get in on the conversation, and then you will hear a bit about from the conversation they're having. They're like, oh yeah, no, then they had this place, and they're like, no man, we took that one already. The feeling you're getting from the conversation is that the scatterbrains are the aggressors, and that they are taking territory from the Kabuki Ronins.
I am not going to pass that along. I'm going to say, well, because of
let me ask you guys this: is anybody else sitting with Fenway having this conversation? Would anybody be? I suppose is a better question.
No, I think I'm at the bar, like just sipping on my drink.
Sure.
And I
don't
figured
know.
like,
I'd be curious.
I mean, it looks like Fenway and Roland are friends. Fenway has some friends there, so I don't want to like intrude.
You don't want to be the weirdo.
I would try to be listening out. Maybe not over there joining him in the conversation, but at least trying to overhear it.
Sure. You want to go ahead and roll an auditory perception test?
Sure.
So yeah, I wanted to actually before I drop the guy
Yep,
off.
I see it.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm debating if I want to like leave the drug somewhere for him just to be a nice guy.
You feeling bad about releasing a vampire on the thing?
Yeah, that and I'm feeling like a good. So yeah, I'll like probably type a thing on his comm link. Left your shit here, and then go hide the drugs somewhere.
Sure.
If they're
All
gone
right.
when you get there, not my fault. I did what I could.
Does Handles have any gang-related stuff?
No.
All right. Do you have? Look at your thing real quick. Do you want to roll your etiquette real quick, and we'll see, like, because you can hear the conversation, whether or not you're picking up on the gang-oriented nuances of it. It's just slightly different.
That's a 9.
Because Fenway actually has history with the gang. All right. So you hear what they're talking about, but not necessarily getting the idea that the scatterbrains are the one on the aggression.
Okay.
So what else do you want to try and get out of him, Fenway?
I'm gonna try to quietly ask him, do you know what happened with all the booze? Was that you guys or them?
He's gonna kind of lean back and look real proud of himself. It's like, man, this is our turf now. Everything in it's ours.
All right. I'm gonna motion to get him a bit closer and try to, just so he hears. He's got the Johnson here is paying us because they need extra security. How about instead of robbing them, you can underbid the Minotaur there and post a couple guys here, and I'm pretty sure that might be a bit more profitable. And this way he won't, pay for anything to happen against the gang, just looking out for your best interest here.
And in true cinematic fashion, this will be the moment where the Minotaur begins to approach the table and is like, "You guys gotta go." Talking to the scatterbrains. And they'll kind of look up at him and they'll give it a bit of a laugh, and that clown makeup laugh. And they're just saying, "This is just getting good." And with that, let's take another quick break.